hearing if there's no other comments to be made.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Flowers Taylor, second by Commissioner Ray, to close the public hearing. All those in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0. Item 2, lift from the table, consider approval of resolution authorizing transmittal to Three Rivers Regional Commission of the 2014 Capital Improvements Element and Short-Term Work Program and incorporation of these changes into the Spalding County 2025 Comprehensive Plan.
Mr. Chairman, motion to lift item 2 under old business.
Second.
Have a motion to lift it from the table, and a second. Motion by Commissioner Flowers Taylor, second by Commissioner Johnson. All those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0. All right. It's lifted.
3 is next.
Okay, item 3, consider approval of a resolution table at the August 15, 2014 regular meeting authorizing transmittal to Three Rivers Regional Commission of the 2014 Capital Improvement Element and Short-Term Work Program and incorporation of these changes into the Spalding County 2025 Comprehensive Plan.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Ray for approval, second by Commissioner Johnson. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I know that we got the information this morning, but if Chad would just relate to the public what these changes are that are being incorporated into this Spalding County 2025 Comprehensive Plan.
No problem. What we've done recently for a number of years, probably about the past 5 years, the project list, we have been completing some projects off of these lists and getting them in a complete status. But now we've moved on to a lot of projects that are really big ticket items, and we've run into a problem in that, obviously due to the downturn in the economy, we started collecting less fees. And then with less income coming into the impact fee budget, and we have very large projects that are sitting there in the range of like $1.5, $1.3 million ticket item. We just simply don't have the funds to get anything moving. So we decided to look at this project list and see if there was some that we could either move out. And a lot of other communities have been doing the same thing because of the same issue with what's going on in the economy. So one of the main projects that we've looked at thus far, the biggest item that we have right now, at the time when we were looking at the project list, the funds that were available, there's again 5 areas: library, parks and rec, fire, jail, homeland security, E911. I'm sorry, that's 6. I can't add. Within all those, to give you an example, like library had a balance of $8,500. Jail had a balance of $145,000. Homeland Security, $2,200, but Parks and Recreation had a balance just short of $700,000. So what we're looking at, and with the projects that were left over in the CIE, they were all in the neighborhood of $1.3, $1.5 million. So we knew it'd be sometime before we get some movement on any of those types of projects. But we had a Rails with Trails project that's been sitting on the shelf that had been essentially planned out. It's completed and ready to go since 2011, and it's a trail system that starts essentially from Dundee Park and then moves and follows the old Roosevelt Trail bed on up into Henry County and Bay. And so what we looked at was doing essentially the first third of that leg and crunched some numbers on it, worked with Parks and Recreation, and looked at probably about $500,000 to kind of get that project off and moving. So the idea is to then we could utilize some of these Parks and Recreation impact fee dollars and start to get some stuff moving, kind of strike while the iron's hot. Got 2 industries that are coming into Spalding County, Griffin-Spalding area. Building permits are starting to pick up in terms of residential permits. So trying to keep some more things going in a positive manner. This also would be going in an area that right now there's some, especially got the 2 mills that are almost complete with demo. Those areas are economically depressed, have some dilapidated housing, hopefully try to pump some public investment into an area and maybe, again, try to spur some private investment to kind of follow along the heels. That's kind of it in a nutshell. And then as we move forward subsequent years, we kind of look to where we can find other areas to do the same thing. This is just an effort to try to get some forward movement
Thank
and
you.
do some good. Thank you.
For a question?
All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand.
What is this motion we gonna do, man? I mean,
When
what's
you
the
call
time?
for the question, I mean, it's approved, but when the question's been called, discussion ends.
It's just to simply transmit.
Transmittal. Yeah.
In other words, they know, it's not guaranteed that, you know, no money's gonna be spent right now.
Nope, it's just to transmit it. The state of Georgia has got to approve it. They've got to approve it. That's all, it's just a transmit.
All right, we'll try again. All those in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0. Thank you. New business, announcement of the 2014 SPLOST Committee volunteers.
Mr. Chairman, we put news release, press releases out, we've added on all of the website, we've had it all the way around, and we received a total of 11 volunteers. Baron Cumming, John Hallbaker, Kelly Henderson, Vicki Hennessy, Beth Horn, Chelsea Jacobs, Michelle Knight, Dr. Latonya McLeod Barkley, Joseph Mann, Tim Peoples, and David Melton. Those are folks who have volunteered, so they will be working to present the SPLOST to the voters. As you're aware, the county county employees, county commissioners, et cetera, cannot go out and ask folks to pass the SPLOST or vote for the SPLOST, but we can provide detailed information on what the projects are, what collections are, and things of that nature. But these are the folks who have volunteered. We're still accepting volunteers, and I'm hoping that someone from this group will step forward and want to be the chairperson of that committee and take that ball and start rolling, because it's not long now. Early voting is going to start in October.
All righty. No action needed on that.
No, sir.
Okay. Item 2, consider a request from the Bethlehem Elementary PTO 1000 Academic Parkway, Locustro, Georgia, for an outside amplification permit for their 2014 Celebrity Golf Tournament to be held at the Sun City Golf and Country Club, 1390 Jordan Hill Road on October 8, 2014, from 10 o'clock a.m. until 8 o'clock p.m.
Mr. Chairman, it meets all the requirements for an outside amplification permit. Community Development, the Sheriff's Department has reviewed. We recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Flowers Taylor, second by Commissioner Miller for approval. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0. Thank you. Item 3, consider a request from Henry Warren for an outside application permit for a horse riding event at 680 South McDonald Road. The event will be held on Saturday, September 27, 2014, from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m.
This is Mr. Warren's annual event that he hosts. He does have approval from the property owner. He leases the property, has met all the requirements, recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Wait, can I ask something first?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Flowers Taylor. Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
Every other one, we stopped at 11 o'clock.
This is 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, in the afternoon?
Yeah, 8 a.m. to 1.
8
It
a.m.
starts at
to 1
8 a.m. and
p.m.
ends at 1 p.m.
I know I think last year you had one, I think it went in the dark.
He wanted to do it last year in the dark, but I think this, let me check the application.
Just want to make sure that
You got it right there.
8
It's 1
a.m. to 1 p.m. Yes.
It's in right after lunch.
okay.
Any other questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0. Thank you. Item 4, consider adoption of the 2014 Spalding County tax levy. Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. The tax levy sets the millage rate for the county and the fire district. Earlier today, the Board of Education met and set their recommended rate. None of those rates have changed. It'll still be 16.01 for the county, It'll still be, hold on just a second. 4.17 for the fire district and 19.47 for the Board of Education. Orchard Hill and Sunnyside, I believe Orchard Hill is adopting theirs tonight as well. Sunnyside will adopt theirs tomorrow, and I think the city of Griffin will do theirs next week. But Sylvia has an appointment tomorrow with the Department of Revenue. If you approve this tonight, and we can do this and get the tax bills out, they will be due December 20th.
So that leaves the county millage rate at,
For the general fund at 4.17 for the
For the fire district.
Mr. Chairman, if I may. William, how long have we been at this millage rate on the fire district?
On the fire district,
Mhm.
it's either the second or third year.
And I'm not real sure about this, maybe Mr. Fortune can help us. Is a fire district tax, is that, a requirement under the official code of Georgia? Is that a tax that we're required to?
Well, when you created the fire districts, you created the right to tax them so that they could support the fire protection in that district. So I'm not,
It's made up of the unincorporated areas of Spalding County was set up as a separate district because the fire department only serves that unincorporated area. And that's the millage rate we require for their annual budget to operate.
But I'm saying, you're saying anything that's not in the city of Griffin is considered unincorporated, right?
Yeah, Sunnyside.
Sunnyside and Orchard Hill.
well, and you've got your other two municipalities,
Yeah.
Sunnyside and Orchard Hill.
So, but what I'm saying is, this could have just been a fee
No,
instead
ma'am.
of a tax.
No, ma'am. The way we set it up, our fire district was set up constitutionally as a fire district tax with up to 5 mil. 5 mils is the cap. Several other entities, I think Pike County went to a fee from volunteer, they went to straight to fee. We went from volunteer to a constitutionally created district with levying authority up to 5 mils. In the 70s, 79.
Yeah, 79 or 80, somewhere.
So, and the millage is at 4.7 now,
What's that?
4.17.
4.17.
4.17.
And all that money can be used as for employees for fire department.
It's just used for the fire department budget. It has to be used, I mean, it can't be used for anything. It's totally unincorporated Spalding County.
It's designated in that, those are restricted funds in that regard, it has to be used for fire protection.
That's all I have.
I make a motion to adopt 2014 Spalding County tax levy.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Ray to adopt the 2014 Spalding County tax levy. Any other questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0. Item 5, consider appointment to the Spalding County Personnel Appeals Board to fill the unexpired term of Lisa Waller to expire December 31st, 2016. I think Mr. Wilson's going to get through it.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Ms. Waller did submit her resignation. We have 2 names in the book. First one was Mr. Wayne A. Smith, 714 Maple Drive. Mr. Smith has served on the Personnel Appeals Board in the past and resigned to take care of his wife, Dora Jane Smith. Many of y'all probably know Wayne and Dora Jane, but Wayne was contacted and would like to serve again. The second name in the book is former County Commissioner Edward Goss. So we have 2 names in the book.
All right, now, our process is you go by the one first put in the book, correct?
You vote on them in the order in which they go into the book. The first person who gets 3 votes,
3 or more votes.
3 or more votes, that's it.
Wayne Smith was put in on September 3rd. Eddie Goss was put in on September 9th.
All right, well, we'll vote on Mr. Smith first. Those in favor of Mr. Wayne Smith, please raise your hand. 2. All righty, those in favor of Mr. Eddie Goss, please raise your hand. 3. All righty, Mr. Goss, you got it. Let's see. Item 6, consider agreement with Cell Tower Solutions to assist the tax assessor's office in discovery of cellular towers and cellular equipment located at wireless telecommunications facilities within Spalding County.
Mr. Chairman, this is budgeted in the tax assessor's budget. The Board of Assessors had a presentation by this company last year and included that cost in their budget. This company will come in and actually do an audit on all of the cell towers in the county. I think we have like 18. And see if they are correctly reporting all of the equipment on the tower and in the little,
Into the house or whatever. Structure.
communication,
We know what you're talking about.
yeah, things at the bottom of the tower. Other counties have done this and have found that the cellular companies underreport personal property to the tax assessor's office.
Mr. Chair, move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion for approval by Commissioner Ray, second by Commissioner Johnson. Any discussion? Commissioner Flowers Taylor.
Mr. Wilson, how much was that gonna cost the tax assessor's office for this service?
Maximum fee $79,000.
And do they think that we will net in savings at least that much for recuperation of,
Yes, ma'am.
Of underreporting?
It's over a 2-year period, and the way the contract is structured, I believe, okay. In the event that the county fails to recoup the cost of services due to a successful appeal or through too little value in tower and carrier property, then the consultant will amend fees to be no more than 75% of the revised collected amount. This number will be calculated by the total income derived from all discovered and assessed. So if they don't find more than $79,000 worth of tax revenues not reported, then whatever tax revenues are found, they will bill us. If it's only $25,000, then they will bill us 75% of that $25,000. So it's they've got to find it to make it.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. 5-0.